Hello guys, welcome to another video. Black Dragon Empress by Alexander Mielke. Chapter 1 Daughter of Destruction. Hello and welcome to a new project I started cause I just felt like writing something in English and wanted to continue this fanfiction I started ages ago but which never published. This is technically a DxD fanfiction but it will also include some stuff from Fairy Tail, Sword Art Online, Fate series, No Game No Life and probably a couple others. English is actually my third language and while I don't have any problems with reading and listening, I hardly doubt I won't make grammar or spelling mistakes, so please don't flame me and help me correct my mistakes by writing the correction in the comments. Well then, let's start with the introduction of my OC. The lonely figure of a girl in her youth was walking through a dark forest in the middle of the night. She was wearing a tattered black cloak which covered her head with a hood over simple black clothing. Despite only the moon illuminating the scenery, she seemed to have no problem seeing in the darkness. She continued walking for a couple minutes until reaching a clearing with an abandoned church in the center. An eerie sensation came from the church, a feeling that a normal church shouldn't emit. A purple spear of light with a length of about 5 meters flew directly at her, but she merely raised her hand to block the incoming attack. The weapon hit her with a huge explosion, but it didn't seem like she took any damage at all except from having her hood blown off her head. Beautiful shoulder-length bright blue hair was revealed, but everyone near her would immediately notice a couple of unusual features. Her bright blue eyes were slits like those of a dragon and her toothy smile showed her pointed teeth. Pitch black scales covered her entire lower arms with long talons where her fingernails should be. She clearly wasn't a regular girl. The fact that she blocked a rather powerful spear of light like it was nothing further proving this thesis. How annoying, the girl complained. Why'd I always have to clean up their messes? Come forth, Akumu, the girl ordered, holding out her right hand and a black scythe appeared in it. While being a scythe, her weapon was quite different from the normal scythes used by the Grim Reapers. The blade had a design similar to a dragon's wing and a small dragon's head was placed on the opposite side of the curved blade. The shaft was covered with a scale-like pattern and at the other end was a sharp point formed like a dragon's tail. As soon as the next spear of light flew at her, she suddenly disappeared only to reappear directly behind the attacking fallen angel. The curved blade of her scythe pierced through her target's back right in the center of his 3 pairs of black angel-like wings. Spitting blood, the fallen angel died immediately as she slashed right through his body before bursting into black feathers. Her blade shone in an almost black shade of blue for about a split second while it seemed to absorb some kind of black particles. "Jean!" shouted another 3-winged fallen angel close to her. "You'll pay for that, murder H." Dead before he could finish his command, he also disappeared into a flurry of black feathers. A couple of other falling angels summoned spears of light and threw them at her. Cutting through the weapons of light, the girl started counterattacking, instantly killing the first pair with a single slash. Her blade, which cut right through their bodies without even a single bit of resistance, allowed her to keep going without losing a single second. The next one was killed faster than the fallen angels could possibly react, instantly impaled through his heart with the pointed end of the weapon. The girl seemed to be performing a deadly dance with her scythe while slashing through her opponents. Nearly all of the fallen angels were killed in a matter of seconds, with the only survivor attempting to flee. Instead of letting her go, she jumped and kicked her back into the ground after cutting off 2 of her originally 4 black wings. Screaming in rage as well as pain, the fallen angel summoned a spear of light and attempted to impale the girl only to have her hand severed. The young woman desperately tried to escape while holding the stump of her arm with tears in her eyes. "Please let me go," begged the female fallen angel. "We didn't knew it was you. We would never attack you, Acknowledge-sama." "My name is Miuki," said the girl and severed her 2 remaining wings, causing her to scream out in pain. She mercilessly impaled her through her heart and watched as the fallen angel bursted into black feathers while her blade slowly absorbed the very essence of her victims. "Those crows are really disgusting," Miuki complained, spitting out a few black feathers. "Why'd I have to deal with them again?" "Well, it really can't be helped," she continued. "A job is a job after all." Suddenly a mobile phone started ringing and she took out a modern smartphone with a black cover. "What is it this time, Azazel?" asked Miuki, a bit annoyed. "I already finished your little job." "Already?" the man called Azazel questioned. "That was quite fast." "Well, you're his daughter after all, so it should be expected." "I'm not just his daughter, Azazel," she said, gritting her teeth angrily. "You should remember my first name." "I remember your name, Miuki Acknowledge too," Azazel answered, anyways, good job as always and thank you for your hard work. Finally someone who actually remembers my whole name, Miuki muttered, it's a pain always being called by the name of my deceased father. Also, could you please give me a couple of harder missions? She asked. Those easy requests involving strays with 2 or 3 pairs of wings do get really boring after some time. Not everyone is as powerful as you are, replied Azazel, but there actually is one that should keep even you interested. I'm all ears. Close double angle bracket flashback. 12 years earlier open double angle bracket. Issei, run. A man in his 20s told to his young son, take Irina with you and get out of here. But Dad, the 5-year-old boy protested but his father wouldn't accept any answer except for yes. Go and take her with you, his mother shouted, we'll hold them off here, just run to the park, help is already on the way. Gritting his teeth, the young boy took his friend's hand and dragged her with him through the back door of their apartment. They kept running through the streets screaming for help but there was nobody who could help them, actually there was nobody at all. The boy Issei knew that it was only a few more blocks until the park and he kept running, leading his childhood friend Irina who held onto his hand. The young girl had tears in her eyes but still kept following him who had been her only friend since she moved to Kuo with her family. Even while being afraid of what might happen to his parents, Issei decided to believe in his parents' words that they would be okay. His parents said that help was on the way and he believed them deciding to protect his friend until then. A flash of light appeared in front of them and a shockwave threw the 2 children off their feet. Are you okay, Irina? The boy immediately asked worried about his friend's health. It hurts, Irina replied holding her left leg which seemed to be injury with blood flowing from a large wound. There they are, a new voice yelled and the 2 were surrounded in a matter of seconds. 4 men in black coats stood around them blocking every way the 2 children might use to escape. Finally found you little brats, an unknown man said, if you behave, we won't have to hurt you. Who are you? Issei asked while positioning himself in between those unfamiliar-looking men and Irina. We're Devil's little boy, one of the men replied, so better behave or we'll have to seriously hurt you. Boss, another one of them said, we only need the girl, he isn't of any value to us. Good to know, I was just in the mood for a little fun. Faster than he could react, Issei was kicked into his gut and was sent flying. After landing on the ground, he felt like he was hit by a car but still refused to give up. Issei, Irina yelled worried and attempted to run to his side but was stopped by one of them. Let me go, Irina shouted struggling and kept resisting but she was too weak to break free. Even though he barely had any remaining strength left, he somehow managed to stand up. Look, he tries to fight, one of the men said laughing and kicked him back to the ground. Issei, Irina yelled Waka crying and trying to break free, please stop it, please stop hurting him. I won't let them hurt Irina, Issei thought and slowly began crawling towards them, I won't ever let them. Then how far would you be willing to go to protect her? A deep voice he didn't recognize asked. Wait, who are you? Issei thought confused. I can give you the power to save your friend but it will come with a price. The voice continued ignoring his question. I don't care what it is but please help me, Issei thought desperate to help his crying friend. The only way for you to obtain enough power to save her would be to give up your human heart. Are you really sure about that? Please do it. Even if I stop being human, as long as I can save H. Issei began when someone suddenly dropped from the sky. The impact cracked the ground beneath her and the resulting shockwave threw the men from their feet. How pathetic, the girl who just fell from the sky said, ganging up on 2 children, don't you have any pride? She had shoulder-length light blue hair and wore a pitch-black cloak but her most unusual body feature was her pair of pitch-black wings with scale-like feathers and blue markings. Who the heck are you? The leader who somehow managed to keep standing asked. Ignoring him, the mysterious girl stood up and began walking towards him with a huge black scythe that suddenly appeared in her hand. Don't come closer, the man shouted trembling in fear and held Irina in front of his body, one more step and I swear all. Interrupting his sentence, she dashed right past him, slashing through his body without hurting the girl. Irina, who was screaming in fear, was caught by the girl as the man disintegrated and pushed behind her as the other men stood up. How dare you kill our leader? One yelled furious, summoning a huge ball of fire which he threw at her. Incapable of evading the magical attack due to Irina being behind her, she just slashed right through it, cutting the fire bullet in half. Impossible. The man soughed before he was also cut in 2, disintegrating like his leader. Another one took out a Western-type sword, but she just slashed through him, destroying his weapon in the process. The final man attempted to escape using a pair of bat-like wings which suddenly appeared from his back. With an annoyed expression, the girl dashed in his direction and jumped to hit him back to the ground using her scythe's long pole. Throwing her weapon after him and impaling him through the heart with the pointed end of the pole, she finished the one-sided massacre. She picked up her weapon, which disappeared, leaving only dark blue particles behind. "Are you okay?" the mysterious girl who just slaughtered 4 men asked the 2 children. "Be careful, she is very dangerous and could kill you before you notice if she felt like it. Don't make her angry or you might really die," the voice warned, worried. "Who are you?" Issei asked, positioning himself between the girl and his friend Irina. "Are you the one who we were told would be coming for us, Oni-san?" Irina asked timidly. "My name is Miuki Acnologia 2. The girl answered, smiling. "I was asked by Mr. Hyodo to pick you 2 up." Close double angle bracket flashback end open double angle bracket. "I wonder how he's doing right now," Miuki wondered. "Well, I could always go visit